the studios of Canton High School, it's Focus on Football with Dan Aronson and Matt Martin.
Alright, welcome back to Focus on Football. I'm Ben Aronson here with
Matthew Martin.
We have a Week 14 preview for you here today.
Only took it like 5 minutes to
I had to slow it down because I always get it wrong, but
Last show
we
he
got
was
it here for you.
like, all right, Week 13 recap. All right, here we go, back with a Week 14 preview.
Yeah, it was just bad. I didn't want to talk about it. But Thursday Night Football already happened. We can talk about that real quick.
Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 230 yards and 4 touchdowns.
It was disgusting. Jaguars defense looked horrible.
There's rarely, because I just love football, there's rarely a night game that I ever won't watch, but I turned it off. After the 99-yard touchdown, the poor display of tackling by the Jaguars, I was like, I feel like
it's always Jaguars Titans, and I feel like usually the Jaguars wear their yellow jerseys and the Titans wear their blue jerseys, and it's always a horrible football game.
It's a notorious game because like last year the game was kind of good because like Jaguars were a good team last year, but this year it was like
and the Titans made the playoffs too last year.
Yeah,
but
that was a big one for the Titans.
Jaguars are eliminated, officially eliminated.
And they were
Yeah.
They mathematically now it's impossible.
Good one for the Titans, staying alive in the AFC wild card. First game we want to get to for Sunday, we're a division game. Obviously, you look at this game and you say the Saints should kill the Buccaneers, but that's not what happened Week 1. Buccaneers put up 48 points on the Saints defense.
Saints were
Ryan Fitzpatrick beat Drew Brees in a shootout Week 1.
It's interesting because since Mark Ingram's come back, the Saints' game plan has been very run heavy. And contrary to popular belief, the Bucs they've been running it a fair amount. The over-under in this game has come down about 2.5 points since opening. Partly, I think, due to that. Partly due to weather.
The Buccaneers have been playing pretty good football, though. Jameis Winston.
Yeah, their defense is pretty solid at home, even though they are a poor defense at home. They've been a lot better than on the road. Still, New Orleans coming off of an all-time bad performance on offense. I feel like they'll come out with a good game plan, getting the running backs involved, especially Kamara involved in the pass game against this.
Buccaneers do not have good linebackers.
Their linebackers are just depleted. Quan Alexander down, David down, Beckwith down.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if that's not a focal point. I think New Orleans is going to win this game. After dropping that Dallas game, they really need to
keep pace with the Rams.
Because the Rams are now in front of them.
Yeah.
But so the Rams, and especially with the Rams having a tough game this Sunday, this could be back for them to flip-flop back to the first seed. But I'm going to pick New Orleans.
I'm going to pick New Orleans too, but I think it's going to be closer than people think. Next game, New England at Miami. Matt will hit you with an outrageous statistic about New England playing Miami in games in November and December.
Every New England fan I talk to is like, oh, I'm not worried about this game. And second divisional game of the year between these two teams. Always a tough one. I saw it. I looked into this game a little bit. The Patriots' record in Miami in December and January, I think it's with Tom Brady, or just like
in general.
2-6, or it's since a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Like it's not like all the way back in history.
Yeah, since Brady's been there and Belichick.
2-6 in December and January in Miami.
I just not worried about this Dolphins team. I'm not.
Why have you been worried about the past Dolphins teams? No, and this is not one of the better Patriots teams we've seen. Rob Gronkowski looks hurt.
Yeah, but so is Ryan Tannehill. Just isn't hurt, but he just looks like he's hurt when he's throwing a football. Like that. I mean, obviously Miami's defense has always been their strong suit, but am I worried about Frank Gore running the ball? No. Kenyon Drake? No.
It's not an easy place to play. Could be looking ahead to Pittsburgh. I know I don't think Belichick is doing that, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Patriots fan, and I have complete confidence in my team to beat the Miami Dolphins.
The spread in this game
is 8, I think?
7.5. I wouldn't feel confident
betting against the spread. So you think it's gonna be less than 7.5 points?
No, thing is, I could see it being a 10-point win, or I could see Miami winning. I could see Miami winning this game. Maybe a little preview to bowl predictions, but
Patriots are gonna win. Moving on, We have two.
7.5,
We have 2 games this week where we have one of the best offenses playing one of the best defenses, and then one of the best offenses playing one of the best defenses. First, obviously, we'll talk about Baltimore, Kansas City. I'll just say it straight up. I said Lamar Jackson would not be able to keep a shootout with Matt Ryan, but the Falcons suck. Me and Matt always think the Falcons are good, but they suck.
We were wrong on that one. We'll be the first to tell you
Yeah.
we were wrong on a take.
Yeah.
If there's reasons for why we were wrong that trump that, like every single player on the Bengals team getting hurt, then
Yeah.
I will say that. But I'll also own up to saying I picked the Bengals to win the division.
Yeah. So and I jumped on the bandwagon with you, but
I picked Dallas to win the division, and then I backtracked because I'm a donkey.
back to
and
Philly.
backtrack back to Philly, to Washington, to Giants.
back to Dallas. But this game, the problem for this game is, especially if actually either quarterback, Lamar Jackson or Joe Flacco, aren't going to be able to keep pace with Kansas City.
If Joe Flacco plays, it's a blowout. The thing is, since Baltimore with Jackson in there, since the opening, it opened at like 8.5 or 7.5. It's down to 6.5. The spread. With Jackson in there, they're either running it with Gus the Bus, or Lamar Jackson is a designed run, or he should go run with the pass, but he's going to run it. They're dominating time of possession, which is big. KC is not notoriously known for putting up a ton of points at home. This is going to be a tough game in Kansas City, but
You can't pick against Mahomes.
I don't think that this
Lamar Jackson
offense can keep
yeah.
pace. I think they can make it a game. I don't think they can keep pace. I think KC is back on track last week. 40 points, but the first game without Kareem Hunt, they had all that looming. I think KC gets it back. I think they'll win big.
I think we look at this too, and a big thing for Kansas City, we always talk about the plethora of weapons that they have on offense. They had Calvin Benjamin. They didn't have a receiver like Calvin Benjamin. They don't have that.
Sammy Watkins coming back from
Yeah,
injury.
Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, they're both kind of speed receivers, beat you on the go route. Calvin Benjamin's just a big guy.
He's a big dude.
They can throw to him in the red zone, put him next to Travis
They
Kelce.
also have probably the best tight end in the league.
Yeah, so it's gonna be. It's not.
The best tight end.
Yeah,
The best
it's
tight end.
not gonna be. I think Kansas City will blow up Baltimore. Or not blow them out. I think it will be a decent game.
They won those 10-point wins.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a blowout, but the final
If
score.
Lamar Jackson could actually throw the ball, then he'd be able to keep pace with Kansas City. But next game, Matt's bandwagon playing the division leader at Houston, Indianapolis.
I think
versus
probably
Houston.
I hopped on at 1-5, now 7-6.
No, 6-6. They're good. 6-6.
Six.
Yep.
Damn it.
You're good. No, that's good. It's
Um,
wait, you say 7-6?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 6-7. I don't know why. I
Soon to be
said-
7-6.
Soon to be 7-6.
Over the past about 7 or 8 games, Houston has been throwing the ball at a far less rate, but that's come against Jacksonville and Buffalo.
Houston really,
not good teams.
Houston really has not played good teams.
Their defense is scary though, and with Deshaun Watson getting healthier, the only way they could put up a game against Kansas City or New England is if it's in Houston.
Yeah.
I don't like that matchup for New England if it's in Houston. I basically just don't like New England on the road. On the road, they have not been a great team this year.
But actually, no. But I'd go along with that if it's like a team like Pittsburgh or Kansas City. But a team like Houston.
I don't think New England in a playoff game. I would be hesitant to. I would probably pick New England, but I'd be hesitant to pick them in Houston. I would pick Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, and I would pick KC in KC. But in New England, I'd pick New England overall.
Yeah.
I
agree with all of that besides Houston and.
Well, I would still pick New England. I think.
And I'd still feel good against the Steelers, but in Arrowhead, I would not feel good.
The thing is, Houston's doing what we've seen these championship teams do in the past: is you get championship caliber guys on good contracts. They have Tyrann Mathieu, who is a Super Bowl caliber player, on a good contract. Jonathan Joseph has been a poor point of their defense in years past, and he's really stepped it up this year. That defense has been very good.
Is the Honey Badger on a 1-year deal?
1 or 2. I think it's 1. It's 1.
Damn, that hurts. That would be nice if they got him for like a 3-year, $30 million deal.
But either way, I think this game is going to be a shootout. I think because Indy's playing up in pace, it's going to draw Houston to come out of what they've been doing, which has been a very run-centric game plan. I feel like it's going to be a shootout.
And people, including myself, sleep on the Indianapolis defense.
The
They've been
defense
playing
is great.
very well. They have the potential defensive rookie of the year.
Darius Leonard.
Darius Leonard. This game was in Indianapolis. I'd pick Indy, no doubt, but I'm going to go with Houston. I think it's going to come down to home field. It's going to be a shootout, like you said.
I'm going to go with Houston.
I think Houston's gonna win this game.
I love riding the Indy bandwagon. That game last week was killer.
Yeah, the offense just looked horrible, and that's
Is this gonna be it for them? If I think if they lose this game,
it.
well,
They go to it.
Baltimore
'Cause they go
7-5.
9-7. They go 9-7.
Have they played? They only played Tennessee once, right? Yeah, they have Tennessee week 17.
That game might be for the last wild card spot.
Because Baltimore still has the Chiefs. They have the Chargers away, a Saturday night
Should
game.
be 2 losses.
Tennessee still has.
Tennessee might get
Tennessee.
that last spot.
Tennessee might go 9-7. Can the Colts win out after this game? Home for the Cowboys, home for the Giants, at the Titans.
Cowboys are the only tough game.
They can win out.
They could win out. They could. Cowboys would be tough because they're playing for that division.
But I think Houston has a big picture look at this, and I think they understand how important this game is because
If New England, especially if New England loses this week, that's huge.
if
for
New
them.
England loses a game, that is detrimental for them, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think because usually you can lock them up for the 1 seed,
Mm-hmm.
and seeding them in a 2 seed is going to make it interesting. If they drop that game, that's basically a lock on the 2 seed, or a lock on not the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Could be 2, could be 3 with Houston.
You know, it'd be awesome. The Chargers beat the Chiefs, won the division, and we all celebrated.
Well, if the Chargers beat the Chiefs would still need to lose another game.
Chiefs lose to Ravens. Who else left on the Chiefs schedule?
They have
Seahawks, Chargers, Raiders in Arrowhead. Raiders gonna win that game.
Raiders.
Raiders in Arrowhead are gonna win that game. But yeah, we're both picking Houston. This game is huge for the NFC East.
This is win or go home for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think you can basically count that. Mark Sanchez doesn't lead anyone to the NFC division.
6-6. They still have. I think they're gonna lose this week to the Giants. We're not even previewing that game. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
They got at Jacksonville, not easy.
Redskins are done.
Well, at
Tennessee.
home for Philly.
Yeah.
It's basically coming down to. Don't sleep on Green Bay. But
Carolina sucks.
it's basically coming down to. I feel like Seattle has. If Seattle wins this week, that basically locks up the 5 seed.
They'd be
They'd be 8-5.
But that's for the
Minnesota would be 6-1. Carolina 6-6. Already lost to Seattle. Philly 6-6. We'll get to this game later, but
Who are you picking?
this is a really good game.
Last time we saw these two teams play, we both picked Philly, and Dallas ended up spanking
I think
them,
we
but
picked. I think this is the game we picked Philly in a rout.
Yeah, but this is going to be a better game than that. Philly has started clicking a little bit on offense. Golden Tate's getting more involved.
I think this run by Dallas is similar, not like just is similar to what Green Bay did a couple years ago when they ran the table.
Mhm.
Not the essence of running the table, because of the Amari Cooper trade and freakishly good play by their defense and freakishly good play by Ezekiel Elliott. It's going to get Dak extended. It's going to get Jason Garrett extended. And in the long run, might be detrimental to the team. In the same way, Green Bay, probably after that season, because the reason, like the equivalent of the detrimental play by the defense and Zeke was Aaron Rodgers playing like a superhero, that's a playoff game that keeps guys around. You could look at that and say that might have hurt them in the long run because now McCarthy's gone.
Mhm.
Could have been gone a
They
couple years earlier.
They fired their GM last year.
Mm-hmm. Jason Garrett, we were saying earlier in the year after that loss against Houston, we were calling for his head,
Yeah.
and he's kind of getting bailed out. Philly's defense is so hurt, and because of what's happened to their pass defense, it's affected their run defense.
You're gonna see Amari Cooper have a big game.
I think the matchup between Ezekiel Elliott and the Philadelphia linebackers are going to be big because Philly gets hurt a lot by the screen passes, and that's where Zeke is very efficient in the pass game. I'm going to pick Dallas to win this game.
I'm gonna pick Dallas too, just because you can't pick Philly to win with that secondary,
I just-
especially if it turns into a shootout.
Exactly. On the road, like
Exactly. In
bad
Dallas,
secondaries don't travel
Dallas
well.
is some of the best fans in the league, so I think you got to go with Dallas. I think it's gonna be a good game. I don't think it'll be like last time when the Cowboys spanked the Eagles, but
It wasn't a spanking.
it was pretty bad. I thought it was pretty bad.
I'm pretty sure it was one one possession game.
I thought the Eagles came
Philly had the ball at the end, trying to score a touchdown to win or tie it.
I thought they got spanked.
No, it was 27-20. Philly had the ball at the end. It was a terrible game by Philly though.
Oh, for some reason in my mind I thought that Philly got spanked, but I think Dallas will win. I think it'll be even a similar game, maybe a 1-touchdown game. Dallas wins.
This game, very interesting.
Best offense in the league versus the best defense in the league. A healthy Mitch Trubisky we'll finally see. No more Chase Daniel, thank God.
Last week, LA looked mortal on offense.
Yeah.
A lot of things they do with their motion, their play action, is they look to attack the undisciplined points of defense. Like all the motion and play action, like gets people confused on their assignments. And last week, Detroit kind of just said, "Screw that! Screw your play action! Screw your motion! We're going to stay with our guys." And they matched up pretty well.
I'm picking LA.
I am picking LA.
I can't not pick against LA.
Did you? I showed him a video. Sean McVay.
Yeah, it was all over. They tweeted it yesterday. You found it and then it went viral.
I leaked it. In a press conference.
You got Khalil Mack left and right.
It's like a minute-long video.
Top 10 talent. He's really fast.
Minute-long. Sean McVay just rattling off the Bears starting defense Roquan Smith been great, Wesley Woodard,
Quincy Kumakawa, we saw him a lot in New York. We know what he can do. He's a big physical corner.
It was specifics about each player, and it was like, who is this
and
guy?
It wasn't even like he was like zoned out thinking about it. He was just like talking, just like.
It was like he was just rattling off like.
Trezen's been doing it a long time. Yeah. Leonard Floyd, that guy's improved.
Yeah,
it was
crazy. We're gonna have the passer.
It was disgusting. It was like so disgustingly beautiful. Like how someone can do that.
I don't think he's human.
He's a robot. That's why the Rams are so good. He's a robot.
Last week the Bears offense was just it was.
The Bears offense led for the Bears defense to be in bad positions.
The Bears offense last week it was just a wheel route to Tariq Cohen every play.
Yeah.
I hope
the Giants still didn't figure that out.
I hope we're gonna find more
excitement.
I
think as a result of Mitch playing, I think we'll see more. But
is he gonna be low scoring?
No. I think LA will put up points again. I don't think
Chicago will put up points.
I don't think Chicago will put up points, but I don't think Chicago's defense is that type of defense that's gonna limit a team like the Rams.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think the Rams.
I'm gonna pick LA. I'm staying.
This is a big game for Chicago though, because they're gonna slip in the division and they're gonna open up chances for the Vikings. Maybe. I mean,
that's hold on. Don't even say that.
I'm not gonna say that. It helps the Vikings stay alive. If the Chicago loses this game, that Week 17 game becomes pretty big for the Vikings.
I mapped out I made out a roadmap for Green Bay to win the division. I made it out. This is step one. This would be step two. This would be step two.
Great segue, Matt.
Another way for Green Bay to make the playoffs would be wild card. They need one of these two teams to lose 3 games. The thing is,
in Seattle,
it's probably got to be Minnesota, right? Because Minnesota has at Seattle, home for the Dolphins, at the Lions, home for the Bears. There's a path to them losing 3 games. And considering they haven't beaten one good team, this year. They've beaten the Packers, bad team. They've beaten the Lions at home, kind of a bad team.
I don't like the Seahawks.
They've beaten the Jets. They've beaten the Cardinals, and they've beaten the Eagles, and they've beaten the 49ers.
Can I say that? I don't like the Seattle.
What do you mean?
They don't pass the ball great. They run the ball very well, but they're just like a boring team to watch.
They've been so good.
Yeah, but they're so boring to watch. Like this Chris Carson handoff.
That's the one team in the NFC I don't want to see in the playoffs from one of the higher seeds. I don't want to see Seattle.
Yeah, just because of their experience.
Bad offensive line going on the road. I think Seattle's winning this game.
I can't.
Russell Wilson has been so good. Russell Wilson has played in points in his career. Russell Wilson has played like a top quarterback in this league. He is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. He's very efficient, and he's been doing it with not a lot of weapons. And now the emergence of this run game is allowing him to be better.
And it's so weird because like at the beginning of the season, you're like, oh, like Cam Chancellor retired. They cut Sherman.
I thought they were gonna be so
Earl
bad.
Thomas broken leg. I thought they were tanking.
I thought they were gonna be really bad.
Now they're competitive because of Russell Wilson and because of this run game and because of this improved offensive line. The problem in the Legion of Boom era in Seattle was the offensive line. That kind of limited them to only win 1 Super Bowl because everyone would just get after Russell Wilson in playoff games.
Oh, they should have won 2.
They should have won 2, but thank you, Pete Carroll. We'll take 2014. Thank you, Malcolm Butler. Have fun in Tennessee.
He is so bad.
He's so bad. It's like that's what happens with a lot of people. They're like, I'm gonna leave the Patriots, and then they suck. But I'm gonna go off the edge. I'm gonna pick Minnesota.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think Diggs and Thielen were banged up against the Patriots. They're healthier this week. Seattle has serviceable corners. I wouldn't say any great corners. I think it's gonna be a hell of a game though. Potentially a game-winning field goal by Dan Bailey.
I think Seattle's gonna win by more than one possession.
Just 10 points. You
Is
want to
this-
say 10? I'm gonna say they're gonna win by 3. I'm gonna say Minnesota wins by 3.
Are we? What games did we disagree on? This one in this one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be chasing right away once Miami loses to New England. Are there storylines from the week? We'll see how Green Bay plays.
Yeah, we talked about Kelvin Benjamin.
Let's see how Green Bay plays.
Joe Philbin era.
I think we're gonna see a lot of Aaron Rodgers making up some change the plays at the line, showing what he can do without Mike McCarthy. I think it's gonna dial up a big game for Devontae Adams because he always has loved his number one receiver.
Did we already talk about Kareem Hunt last week, right?
Yeah, Mark the Sanchez. Oh, what'd you think of Cam Newton having to come out on the Hail Mary for Taylor Heineke?
I did not see that.
They had to throw a Hail Mary at the end of the game, and Cam Newton's shoulder, like he couldn't do
He
it.
couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah, he was like
I did not see that.
his shoulder kind of hurt.
They put it on their back. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's not good. Bold predict. Is there any other storylines? Let's see.
Emmanuel Sanders torn Achilles. That's tough.
Yeah, that one hurts. That was. Broncos playoff. I mean, the Broncos don't have any receivers now besides Cortland Sutton.
Deshaun Hamilton and Tim Patrick. Let's slow it down.
What? Who?
Exactly. Bowl predictions. My first one is Miami over New England.
Wait, I have to go back to games. Okay, let's go. My team that I always pick, Browns over Panthers. Panthers do not make any progress in their wild card pursuit.
Seattle by more than one possession.
I got. Let's see. This is not easy. I don't even want to do this to you. I just can't think of any other bold predictions. Atlanta over Green Bay. In Green Bay. I don't even want to do that to you. I just can't think of anything else. I don't even believe it.
Devontae Adams. 8 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown.
I decided to take that away. The Falcons are so bad. I take that away. The Packers will beat the Falcons, but that's not a bold prediction.
Actually, I'm going to take back to the Devontae Adams. That's too easy. Devontae Adams are too good for that. Packers by more than 10? I don't know.
New Orleans wins by a field goal. That's bold. They win by a field goal.
No.
Not saying it's game winning. Actually, they won by one possession.
Actually, Green Bay by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
So
New Orleans wins by a touchdown.
I got Seattle by what? What did I say? 10 or more.
Yep.
Seattle by 10 or more. Miami and Green Bay by more than a touchdown.
I have Browns over Panthers and the New Orleans only winning by a touchdown over Tampa Bay. And my final board prediction is that Derrick Henry goes off for 238 carries and 4 touchdowns on Thursday Night Football against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's Friday, so that already happened.
Yeah, it already happened.
Also, picking New Orleans to win by more than a touchdown, that's a really bold prediction considering the
Spread's 8.5.
considering the line's 8.5.
I went safe. I picked the Browns to beat the Panthers, and the Panthers need to win. These are not easy. This is not an easy week for bold prediction.
Browns are home.
All right,
one underdog.
all right. I'm switching it. I'm keeping the Browns one. I will get rid of my
so
New Orleans one, and I will say the Washington Redskins and Mark Sanchez beat the Giants.
Thank you. He actually usually he goes, oh, what's the worst game of the week? Oh, the less crappy team. It's like, oh, Niners Broncos. Pick the Niners because Sanders towards it ACL or Achilles.
Wait for it. Mark Sanchez will lead this team to the playoffs, and then wait for it. Joe Philbin gets extended and is the head coach of the Packers. For
Don't you taunt
for
me.
13 more
Don't
years.
taunt me and give me nightmares.
Alright.
Green Bay to the playoffs. Let's see it.
All right, New England beats Miami by like 40 million points. But
Yeah, alright.
focus on football. I'm Ben Aronson here with.
Matthew Martin.
Tune into the YouTube, and we will see you next Monday for our Week 14 recap. Got it right. Let's go. End it on that.
That's impressive.